Today on Third Rate Content, we're going to be leaving Borth via the railway, and we're going to be heading to a town steeped in history where every cobblestone whispers tales of yore. So we're just going to wait for the train here with what I would say is one of the most beautiful views that you can see from a station platform on this gorgeous September day, and catch the train there. So I will see you the other side. So welcome back to Third Rate Content, and today we are in Machynlleth. We're going to have a bit of an investigate of this Mid Wales Powys, very old market town, and we're going to see some of the points of interest around the place. So buckle up and I'll see you out here. Yeah, it's always sad to see a disused pub stroke hotel. Its last review, I looked it up, was 2010, and it was listed as a Wetherspoons. And it was called, of course, the Owen Glyndwr Hotel. As you make your way into Machynlleth from the train station, one cannot miss the spiritual and historical beacon that is St. Peter's Church. St. Peter's Church stands proudly on the northwest fringes of Machynlleth. The church's origins date back to the medieval period, and it's witnessed centuries of history unfold. St. Peter's was established on a site that has been a place of worship since the 6th century, and it has undergone numerous transformations from its medieval roots. The church was nearly rebuilt in the 19th century, like many churches we visit. It reflects the town's resilience and reverence for its heritage. Of course, St. Peter's is not only a place of worship, but also a repository of local history, with its bells, fonts and memorials telling stories of the community's past. But layers of history have been built up here. Yeah, there's been human activity in the Machynlleth area since at least the early Bronze Age. There has been remains radiocarbon dated around here that show that copper was mined in this area, and the Romans also had a fort near here, just a mile and a half from present day Machynlleth, and it really does emphasize the historic nature of this area. To the Druids, yew trees were sacred. They symbolised the full cycle of immortality, regeneration, and the cycle of life, death, and rebirth. The Druids believed in the yew tree's mystical properties, often using yew wands or yew wands to banish evil spirits.
Yeah, the yew tree here is ancient, and it has been covered last year by a fine YouTube history vlogger, Traveller in Time. I would recommend watching that video, but he visited here, but we are today because I just wanted to see this ancient yew tree. It's so old that it is actually split into three. I think this might be the oldest yew tree that I have seen, I think. I mean, I don't know for sure, but I've seen some quite old ones, and I haven't seen them split in three like this. It's quite amazing, really.
Another reason why they were so enamoured by the Druids was the tree's ability to regenerate by its branches touching the ground. And I must say, I think that is actually amazing when you see that. What did the yew tree say when its branch touched the ground? Well, I guess I'm branching out down under, LOL.
I really like this yew tree because it's split into three, of course, 3 being the magic number. Yeah, I know I do repeat myself quite a lot on this subject, but the yew tree here looks so old that as old as Machynlleth is, that yew tree was probably here way back in the Bronze Age or earlier. You know, it's super old. None of the buildings we're going to see today match that.
For age.
Yeah, so just behind me here is the Tabernacle. It was a former chapel in its heyday, and it is now the Museum of Modern Art, but unfortunately it's closed today on Monday, September the 16th. I'm not sure of its regular opening times, but we're sort of out of the season a bit here, but it is an absolutely splendid building. Yeah, so the town clock in Machynlleth, probably the most famous landmark of it, had its initial stone laid in 1876, and it was to celebrate the 21st birthday of Viscount Castlereagh, and it was the money for it was collected by the local townspeople, you know, as a sort of donation. So it would cost £800, and there was £200 left that was used to plant trees in the area. So I've got to say, if a Viscount was having his 21st birthday, I would expect him to pay for his present himself, but that's just me.
Of course, the tower is a benefit to everybody, free of charge.
Yeah, there is always a market on a Wednesday here on the main street.
It was in 1291. Of course, Machynlleth was established, the market here, when Edward I granted Owen de la Pole, the Lord of Paris, the right to hold a weekly market every Wednesday here at Machynlleth, and here it continues to this day. But not this day, because today is a Monday.
Yeah, this road leads back east to Newtown and Shrewsbury and that road leads to North Wales, the Llyn Peninsula and Barmouth and Harlech. And then that road leads to Aberystwyth and Borth.
I think the gates for this were made specially, and I would feel strange putting a key in that doorway considering it's a giant keyhole itself. Tell me what you think in the comments.
Yeah, just want to bring this to your attention if you're in Machynlleth. It says WC's that way. They're actually boarded up and shut that way, so ignore that road sign from the Machynlleth Council or whatever they are, but they definitely need to sort that out very quick. Quick, get it done.
It was said to be here where Owen Glendower was crowned the Prince of Wales. The Parliament aimed to establish a vision for an independent Wales with plans for a Welsh church separate from the Roman church. Glendower wanted 2 universities for Wales, one for the north and one for the south, and the adoption of Welsh law based on the medieval Welsh laws of the Hui Deer. Excuse my pronunciation. The building that stands here today is called the Owen Glendower Centre and is known as the Parliament House, and it's on Hol Megwinin in Machynlleth, of course. Although the current building dates from later, it's thought to be on the site of the original Parliament House. You know, it's the front of the building's timber framed in this old stone building, but I think it was restored in the early 20th century.
So Owen Glendower had a big connection with Machynlleth, and he was crowned King of Wales in 1404 in the town at the nearby church that we just visited. Because, you know, there is the legend that Machynlleth was once the capital of Wales. It wasn't confirmed as the capital, but in the times and the rebellion of Owen Glendower, he used this as his parliament, and he was crowned, like I said, King of Wales, and the King of Spain, King of France, and the Scottish nobles were all present for this.
The building we're looking at here is a later building than the one that would have stood here in the times of Owen Glendower, although it is a very old building. I mean, this door looks absolutely ancient, but looks, of course, can sometimes be deceptive.
The old doors. I couldn't tell you exactly how old though. Yeah, it is a bit bizarre, or strange anyway, at the least, that, you know, we're based out of Shrewsbury. Third-rate content, you know, emanates from there, and when you sort of grow up around there, you do sort of hear of Owen Glendower as the aggressor or the antagonist of local legends, where, of course, here in mid Wales, in Machynlleth, he is a hero and continues to be a hero right up to the present day. Of course, we're not biased here on Third Rate Content. We just cover the facts, or what's left of the facts.
Of course, there is a heavy hand or feeling of the Victorians on Machynlleth. Obviously, it's not surprising with the activity around here, but it almost feels like a Victorian Disneyland, slightly. Not that I've ever been. And here is Owen Glendower, or more accurately, the person playing Owen Glendower.
Steve Joyce Bolton, 1963. Yeah, he obviously took some time carving this out. It must have took all afternoon on his day trip, perhaps. Or he was on holiday and he kept coming back. I don't know. You decide in the comments and tell me. Thanks.
This is the gateway and gate into Yew Plas, originally known as Plas Machynlleth. It means the mansion of Machynlleth in the English translation. Historically, it is believed to have been the home of the chief of the Comote of Ceffyllog, which was one of the administrative divisions of medieval Wales. That is a big tree. I don't know if it comes across on the video as well, but it's a big one.
Of course, Led Zeppelin did record one of their 1970s albums very close to here. Look at my hair. But only had it cut the other day and it's misbehaving, but I'm not going to touch it. But anyway, as we know on Third Rate Content, we have met Robert Plant in Bourth, so you know he's still around the area, even though he made some of his greatest art here, or him and Jimmy Page and John Paul Jones and John Boham's art around this very area. Not my favourite band though, at all.
Of course, you can hear all about my personal encounter with Robert Plant from Led Zeppelin in Bourth on this Bourth video that will be linked in the description box down below. The Mach Loop, officially known as the Machynlleth Loop, is a series of valleys in west central Wales famed for being used as a training area for low-flying aircraft of military origin. And there goes one. And here we have the Royal House. The current building dates back to the 16th century. It's been dendrochronologically dated, its tree ring dating has provided felling dates for timbers used in the construction, with the earliest phase dated to 1559 to 1561. Its royal connection stems from the tradition that King Charles I stayed here during his travels, particularly noted in 1643 when he was moving between royalist strongholds during the English Civil War. Local folklore also states that Owen Glyndwr held a Welsh ally of the English crown, Dafydd Gam, here, imprisoned for his attempted assassination. This would have been in a building that preceded the current structure.
So thank you for joining us today on our visit to Machynlleth on Third Rate Content. We're just off to catch the train back to Bourth now. So some lovely sunny weather today, and we've visited the points of interest here in Machynlleth. So if you did enjoy today, why don't you leave a like, subscribe, hit the notification bell to stay updated on all Third Rate Content's goings on. And why don't you leave a comment? I do love a good comment, and I reply where appropriate and applicable. So if I don't see you soon, I'll see you 3 times as soon. Third Rate Content signing out. Bye bye.